Hello, my name is Libby Nelson, and this is my organizational culture assignment. The organization I decided to focus on for this assignment was an early childhood education center located in Duluth, Minnesota. This organization was formed in 2020 to serve families in the local community. I chose to focus on this organization because I worked there for a few years and I was interested in analyzing the organization from a new perspective. Overall, the goal of this organization is to provide a high-quality nurturing education to young children in our community. This organization uses hierarchical ordering. At the top of the organization is the nonprofit board, followed by the director who oversees the organization. The three subsystems include food service staff, custodial staff, teaching staff, and office staff. Due to state laws and regulations for licensed child care centers, a pretty clear hierarchy is necessary because staff are divided and labeled based on the level of education and experience they have. When analyzing this organization, the first norm that came to mind was the strong sense of togetherness and identity among workers. A strong component of personal identity among the people who work here is the fact that they work in childcare. There is an overarching passion for working with children among all the workers. The staff is very close and frequently get together outside of work. The staff is consistently predominantly female. In the past few years, no more than 2 men have worked for the organization at a time. However, this is very common in the early childhood education field. In terms of rites and rituals, there are a variety of staff events that have high attendance, as well as rituals within the workplace, like Secret Santa, that further emphasize this norm of togetherness and identity. The second norm that came to mind were the attitudes of positivity, particularly from leaders. Leaders provide staff with positive feedback to both encourage productivity and staff morale. It is also the norm to share smiles and positive remarks in common areas like hallways and break rooms. In terms of rites and rituals, small homemade gifts from leaders is common for holidays and tokens of gratitude. Finally, the third norm that came to mind was competitive attitudes among staff, as well as gossiping behavior. It is very common for teachers to compare themselves and their classes to others, like who is the most prepared for the holiday concert or whose class walks best in the hallways. Additionally, there are competitions that are put on by staff, like door decorating contests, that are taken very seriously. Gossiping behavior among staff is also common. Whether it is talking about other staff, parents, or leadership, it is certainly a norm within this organization. The cultural norm of togetherness and identity can have both positive and negative impacts on relationships. It certainly creates a more bonded community within the organization, but as closer, more personal relationships form, it can lead to unprofessionalism. Having positivity be the standard has an overall positive impact on relationships because it creates a more pleasant work environment and minimizes the negative feelings associated with hierarchy, allowing for relationships to be more comfortably formed. Having a competitive culture, while potentially beneficial in other areas, has a negative impact on relationships because it creates a divide among employees and directs focus away from the organization's goals, which can ultimately be harmful to the success of the organization. I think this organization developed this tight-knit yet competitive culture because that is what interaction was centered around among organization members. They talk about work and creating fun plans for get-togethers and gossip with and about one another enough that it created a uniquely tight-knit and competitive culture. It is clear that our behavior has impacts on the culture of the organizations we're affiliated with, and vice versa. As our text emphasizes, culture is complicated. Edgar Schein explains that the values held by members of an organization often, though not always, are manifest in outward behavior. Understanding this element of organizational culture could encourage self-reflection and in turn impact the behavior of employees. Organizational cultures are also emergent. Our text emphasizes that cultures are socially created through the interaction of organizational members. Again, understanding this could significantly impact employees' behavior through mindfulness of interactions and their impact on the organizational culture. Additionally, culture is not unitary. Most organizations have various subcultures within them. Understanding this can provide employees with insight into why it may feel as though there are cliques or divisions in the organization. Knowing this, employees can alter their behavior depending on the norms of the subculture they are a part of, or try to adapt to others for more unity. Organizational cultures are often ambiguous. Cultures can be difficult to interpret, and employees may have very different interpretations of the same organizational culture or subculture. Understanding this could allow for more open conversation among employees regarding culture and norms within the organization. If employees take the time to evaluate their organization's culture and reflect on how their daily interactions and behaviors impact it, they will have the opportunity to continue the behaviors that are benefiting their environment, like giving positive feedback and attending staff events, and they will also have the opportunity to work on limiting more harmful behaviors, such as gossiping. Having a deeper understanding of organizational culture could lead to more mindfulness of our own behavior and in turn positively impact the culture of the organizations we are a part of. Organizations are a significant part of our lives, especially our professional lives. Studying organizational cultures is important because it allows us to understand an organization and the people within it on a deeper level. By knowing how an organization operates and why it operates that way, we gain further insight into creating positive environments through applied knowledge and interaction. Here are my references. Thanks for listening.